He had it for part of this past year and just felt like just going back to the routine that we had this past year, letting him handle everything on the back end and letting the mic still get the signal from the sideline, but he's still in charge of everything up front.
Dan, your name has been mentioned for the UCLA head coach opening. Just wondering if that is something you would consider, and also have you been contacted at all?
I have not. In my mind, really just on Michigan State. We have a lot of stuff on defense we need to clean up and improve on, so that's where all my focus is right now.
Is your ambition at some point to be a head coach? Is that at least what it's always been, like thinking as you've gone through?
I think everyone who gets into coaching, wants to at some point, but it's a long process, and there's so much in front of your face that it's you stop paying attention to that, bad things happen. So.
Have you been in touch with any old connections at UCLA? Just kind of.
I have not. No.
Coach, when you were watching film, what popped out that was on the positive side, and what you just said you have stuff you have to work on?
Positive side, I feel like the communication was better. I feel like the guys are playing with high effort. I think just situationally, we can improve as far as like what's the situation, what's the call, what's my leverage supposed to be, should I be off, should I be on, just small stuff like that. And then just cleaning up the penalties and missed tackles. I feel like the missed tackles got better, but the timing of them was not ideal. And then we still have too many penalties on defense that are keeping the offense on the field.
What do you look to now with Chasen out?
We still have the same force. We got D-Nick, we got Pops, we got Selly, we got Conley, and those are our four. And they've all played in games. We trust them all, and those are the four we're going to go with.
Floyd got his first sack. A lot of younger guys getting in a rhythm early. How do you keep them level-headed at this point in the year when the games get progressively harder?
Just keeping their roles somewhat small and then kind of just building on, so that way they don't have to worry about knowing the entire package. Hey, just make sure you know this, and then as you get older, as you get more comfortable in the scheme, then we'll start adding different things to it.
What was going through your head when Jamal Jarrett was rumbling down for his touchdown?
When he got the pick, I was super excited. I was like, surely someone is going to catch him for 70 yards, but I was super, super excited. I've never seen anything like that in person before, so it was fun.
19 miles an hour.
I know, that's impressive for a big guy. That's impressive. He was moving.
Yeah.
You celebrated with him after. What was that moment like?
He hurt my chest.
Slightly kind of off topic, but when a player goes into the league, then comes back and finishes their degree here at SC or at any school, what kind of doors does that open for them?
I mean, a lot. Like you meet so many people playing ball in college, and I just think, and finishing it off right and getting your degree, no matter what point it is, whether you get it while you're playing here or you come back after your NFL career is over, it just opens so many doors because you can't play ball forever.
Do you typically stay on guys to come back and finish, or do you kind of trust that they'll do it on their own?
It's a combination of both. So, you stay on guys, but then there's also a handful of guys, their parents are on them, the academic advisors are on them, and, they know, okay, if I go to the NFL and I have, 10 credits left, let's make sure before you leave we have a tentative plan about how you're going to get those 10 credits.
Jakeem's so young. I know you've talked about how he's kind of ahead of the game in a lot of respects. So I wonder if there's any part of him where you're reminded, oh yeah, wow, you're actually so much younger than everyone else.
No, from you guys are going to talk to him today. He's just very, very mature. His football IQ is high. There's still some rookie mistakes you'll see him make. There's still some things that he's seeing for the first time because he didn't play a lot of ball in high school either. So there's just his lack of experience shows at time, but he's very, very mature.
How has Floyd surprised you so far?
His interior and pass rush. He has. I think it's going to keep on improving. But out of all the guys we have, I think he has the ability to really rush from a lot of spots for a defensive tackle.
Bishop a little quieter in week 2 and then gets the 2 picks last game. What did you see out of him, and how do you want to keep him consistent through week?
He's been on point. He's been doing his job. He's been where he's supposed to be, and playing safety. Sometimes you could have an outstanding game and the ball just doesn't come your way, but when the ball does come, you need to be in the right spot, and he's been doing an outstanding job being where he's supposed to be.
You talked about Jakeem's maturity. Floyd Bucard, from Canada to Alabama to Miami to USC. Talk about his maturity and compared to Jakeem, that type of.
Yeah, he's been through a lot, and he's very mature in a different way. He's been nicked up some, so he's been in and out. But again, for a young guy to be in and out, and then still when he's in to be locked in mentally, I think it's hard. And he's been doing an outstanding job of that. As far as we trust when he's in there, he knows where he's supposed to be. He knows where he's supposed to align. He communicates.
Would it be fair to say that he's ahead of schedule?
He is, yes.
Lincoln said that Marcellus was steady in his first start. What do you think, and is that the plan, just kind of going forward?
Yeah, I thought for his first start he did some good things. He tackled well, same thing. He's going to know what he's supposed to do. And I think the more he's out there, the more comfortable he'll get. And then just small things like just knowing, again, what's the situation, how far should I be off, should I be pressed, am I inside, am I outside? A lot of that stuff just comes with experience in games.
Playing to keep him at the other starting spot, opposite.
It's going to be a competition every single week. All four of those guys are going to play, and we'll probably just kind of go by hot hand, but I thought he did an outstanding job.
What have you seen from Michigan State, and how hard is it to game plan when they have some guys who are questionable?
They have an outstanding run game. We had a chance to play them when they were at Oregon State. I think they do a really good job up front. They're going to test our edges in the stretch game, and they do a great job cutting it back, so we have to be disciplined on the backside. And I think the best thing they do is just their play action and boot game they have off of that. They have the ability to really generate explosive plays downfield because you have to stop the run because they will do it all game.
Let's do one more. What is Kamari doing right now that's maybe not showing up on the stat sheet?
I think playing nickel is a very hard position, and we put him in there. We play man, we play spot drop zone, we play pattern match zone, we let him blitz. And he, having him in the slot, he takes that part of the field away. And again, there's times where it might not show up on the stat sheet all the time, but when you watch the tape, he's playing outstanding right now.